What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer. This time between Evil Twin Brewing New York City, and they're out of Queens, New York, and the Other Half Brewing Company, and they're headquartered in Brooklyn, New York, and this is their Crème de la Crème de la Crème. So they are calling this one a Triple IPA brewed with milk sugar, aka lactose, and a double dry hop with Citra Cyro, Mosaic Cryo, and Galaxy hops. It comes in at 10% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed, time of review. This can is just over 5 weeks old. So this is the first Evil Twin New York City beer that I'm reviewing on the channel. Now, I've reviewed other Evil Twin beers in the past on the channel, but that was not the New York City location. I've enjoyed Evil Twin beers going back 10 years, but a lot of the New York City stuff doesn't make distro here in the Buffalo, New York area. A lot of times we'll see like 1 or 2 beers. This was the first one that really, when it showed up, I was like, man, that sounds right in my wheelhouse. Basically, it's a big triple IPA that is double dry hop with those hops, but also it's given the dream treatment. This is basically an oat cream IPA, so the dream treatment from Other Half, so whole bunch of oats and some lactose. So anyway, sounds delicious to me. Let's crack it open and get it in the glass, see what we got going on. I'm just looking for a couple things when it comes to triple IPAs. Drinkability, you don't want to taste the alcohol, 10%, and then you also don't want to be too sweet. So that, again, drinkability is what I'm looking for. Most triple IPAs, okay. It seems to be quite lively. I did not give that an aggressive pour. It's been in my fridge the whole time, so, well, okay. So we'll just pour something like that for now, maybe a little bit more in there. I don't want it to go over, obviously. Put this over. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. The carbonation is through the roof. Put it over here like this. So yeah, again, didn't pour it super aggressive, but you can see from this much, the head is double the size of the body. It has that super, I mean, this kind of look is what a lot of folks are looking for now when it comes to these, double and triple IPAs that are, New England style. I mean, it's super creamy looking. It looks kind of like a milkshake to some degree. Orange, I'd say orange honey color, hold up to light, can't see through it, murky, turbid. Now there's a 5 finger of this super creamy looking head, but like, I didn't pour it all that aggressively, and this head is, it's in the Fidens glass. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Yeah, if the head wasn't double the size of the, well, it's about equal size, but does that look like a big hazy triple IPA? Sure. Do I want, 4 fingers of head? Not really. Let's get a nose if I can get through the head. Yeah, I can get through the head. Holy fuck. Wow. A lot of times you can't, you have to make sure the head's only like maybe an inch or 2, and then you can fight through it. This time, doesn't matter. There is a lot of sweet, decadent fruits going on here. Crushed pineapple, pineapple sorbet, like sweeter, almost like pineapple ice cream. Like it has a sweet pineapple kind of aroma. There's mango, there's peach, there's apricot, stone fruit heavy. Orange creamsicle. Like this smells sweet. I mean, I don't know how much, when it comes to the dream or daydream treatment or whatever treatment that Other Half gives their beers, it's usually a bunch of oats and then some lactose, right? I don't know how much lactose they put in there, but it definitely has a sweeter kind of nose to it. I don't know if that's from the 10% worth of malt or it's from the fact that, it's the lactose. But it's sweet, creamy fruits. So a little bit of a hot burn here. There's a green astringency in the nose that I can smell. Just over 5 weeks old. Double dry hopped, it sometimes happens. So the head is starting to dissipate a little bit. But it looks like, honestly, it just looks like whipped cream. It's amazing. It's not going anywhere. It's crazy. It smells awesome. I'll just be honest with you. It smells awesome. Here's the issue. Just from the nose, which I hope doesn't translate to taste, it smells like this is going to be too sweet. What did we talk about at the beginning? I hope this is not that sweet. I hope there's a drinkability here that you can't tell that it's 10%. I'm not getting any alcohol strictly in the nose, but there's definitely a huge sweetness. Anyway, it smells damn fine. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Nose was definitely better. Taste is good. Nose was definitely better. That sucks. The nose was fantastic. Again, I didn't want it to be super sweet in the taste, but Body and mouthfeel are phenomenal. The taste just doesn't have as much of that fruity vibe as the nose was indicating. All right, so first things first, this is a beer that I just want to drink from the body and mouthfeel low. The body, it's like higher side of medium, lower side of full. It might be a bit thin for a 10% triple IPA, but I've always said that I'm cool with that because I think it helps the drinkability. The mouthfeel, it's soft, it's smooth, it's creamy. Mouthfeel's bonkers. It's great. Some folks might even think it's a little undercarb. That's how crazy the mouthfeel is. So I like the body, I like the mouthfeel. It's just the taste. That nose was screaming. Like, I'll tell you right now, if the nose would have carried over, this is everything I'm tasting right here. This is upper echelon. This is pushing world class. The taste did not carry over to a T. And that's why it's not going to be world class. Still really good, just not world class. First half of the palate, more citrus than anything. There's orange, there's tangerine, grapefruit, but it's more of like a rindy, zesty like peel of the citrus fruit. Not as sweet, not as juicy. Passes through. Under-ripened pineapple, under-ripened peach and apricot and stone fruits. It's the difference between the nose and the taste is there's a sweetness kind of gap. So I sat here and complained about the sweetness. I'm like, oh, I hope it's not too sweet. There's not enough sweetness, or at least perceived fruit sweetness for me at the front of the palate, which is crazy. It's just over 5 weeks old. It's been kept cold the entire time. The nose, though, like this is where double dry hopping, sometimes triple dry hopping can go astray. The dry hopping just adds such a beautiful bouquet of different flavors or I should say different aromas that a lot of times will accentuate like that fruity character in the nose, and then you taste it and it's like, ooh, that's a step down. It happens a lot to me. You'll see a lot of reviews where I say that. It's happening here. So yeah, passes through. There's a little bit of a sweetness kind of hits midway through the palate, like a honeydew melon. But then it finishes with this green, herbaceous kind of dankness. This does not have any hop burn. I was worried in the nose there's going to be some hop burn. There's no hop burn. But, and I stress, but, it also doesn't have a lot of anything else. There's a semi-dry finish. There's a mild bitterness. I'll tell you what, it's crazy. This beer's crazy. Not a lot of sweetness, not a lot of dryness, not a lot of bitterness. What is there a lot of? Body and mouthfeel. And the fact that it hides the booze perfectly. Yeah, it's really good, but it's not. This is I don't know. I've seen some of my friends check this in. A couple folks, not huge fans, disappointed. A couple other folks, really huge fans, loved it. I think I'm somewhere in between. I'm not like super disappointed in this one, but I would say I'm disappointed in the nose and how it translates into the taste. Man. So we'll go pros and cons. Let me pour as much as I can in here. Something like that. So pros on this one. Mouthfeel, fantastic. Body, while some folks might think it's a bit thin, I think it adds to the drinkability because it's not super thick. And then the third one is it hides the alcohol extremely well. Like I can't tell it's 10%. Like looking at it, tasting it, sure, I could tell you it is, but like there's no astringent on the palate. Not even getting a warming in the chest. That's crazy. Negatives. The nose was amazing and it didn't translate into the taste. There's not a lot of sweetness, nor is there a lot of bitterness or even dryness. There's like not a lot going on from that aspect either. So the flavor, so a lot of times I'll say, and I said it earlier, this is just a beer I want to drink for the body and mouthfeel alone. This is the perfect example of when I say that, this is the beer that I would drink just because of the body and mouthfeel alone. The flavor doesn't really do anything for me. And there's like chunks of shit falling off. So listen, I poured in the vast majority of it. I had this one upside down the entire time just to make sure, you know, that we would have to save this. Can't be wasting. It's expensive. Can't talk about it. We'll try it. One more sip and then we'll rate it. Yeah, it's a very good triple IPA, but this could have been great if the nose carried over. So, Crème de la Crème, collab between Evil Twin Brewing New York City and Other Half. We'll go high 4 out of 5. We'll 4.1. Nah, you know what? No, I gotta stick with that. I can't change it. 4.1. So you might be saying, oh, all this complaining, you still gave it 4.1. Here's the thing. If the nose carries over taste with everything, this is a 5 out of 5. Yeah, this is a 5 out of 5. This is everything I want in triple IPA if the flavor carries over. Because it didn't, that's how much I knocked it down. Almost a whole point because of the flavor. But again, beautiful body, beautiful mouthfeel, high Z alcohol. It's still a good triple IPA. It's just I want more flavor. Outside that citrus and underripened like tropical and stone fruits, I just want sweetness. A little bit of sweetness, not a lot, just some. I want something, like some kind of character to kind of grip my palate and say, we're a fucking triple IPA, and you're going to notice it. I don't know. Price point availability. I paid $8 for that can. Would I buy that again? I would not. But it's a triple IPA from Evil Twin Brewing in New York City. Really can't get it all that often here. So $7.99 for 10%, triple IPA, double dry hop, lactose, bunch of oats, blah, blah, blah. It's fine. I would never pay that again for this beer. So if you have had this one before and you paid, you bought a can of it or a 4-pack, what'd you pay for it? I'd be curious to know. I don't know what it is at the brewery. And then price point, I already talked about. Availability, I have no idea. It's Evil Twin Brewing New York City. I know they get some distro outside of the state, but I have no idea who sees this and who doesn't. So I know this is going to be a little bit of a longer review, but you know, when I'm disappointed in beer, I still gave it a good rating. Don't get me wrong. 4.1 is a fucking good rating. Like I've had people like kind of come to the comments and be like, oh, that's not that. It's way better than that. It's like a 4.1 out of 5 is a real good rating. But when you take into context what I'm saying, that this is like, this would have been like a perfect world-class triple IPA, that's a bad rating when you think the nose would have been like, yeah, this is all. It smelled awesome. It's one of the best aromatics from the triple IPA I've had in a long time. Just didn't carry over. So got to be honest, and it's not as good as I thought it was going to be based on the nose. So anyway, if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. They did do a prior version of this one called Crème de la Crème. And this is, I think, the newer updated version of it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to shut it down. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.